Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to teach you how to replace the screen on a Garmin Quest land GPS navigation. This GPS can be used for streets and roads as well as for topography if you wanted to go for trails like a jog or a walk in a trail or hiking in a mountain or all kinds of adventures in a desert, in a mountain, in you name it, in a forest. This is your GPS. Now, this is a very old unit, nearly 15-20 years old. However, there are certain solid features on this that's very hard to get in newer ones. The first thing, it's water resistant. It's all sealed with gaskets all around it, and it has a very solid grip to it, very well built. And I'm using this hardwired, but you don't have to. Yours will not have these wires. It will be a cradle that attaches to these connectors and hold it like this. But on mine, I have hardwired it and whatnot. Anyways, so here's how we replace the battery. I'm sorry, the screen. Okay. So the unit, you have to. This one doesn't turn on. The screen is dead. So we want to change it. Let's open 6 screws. Each screw is a Phillips screw, and you need a Phillips screwdriver to replace the screen. Let's see. Okay, once you have opened all the 6 screws, safely put the screws in a little bin. Be careful, this whole unit, this whole piece can come out, and then there's a spring that jumps out. So be very careful. I prefer leaving these screws here because this piece will fall off. Let me show you. I mean, I rather do it and let it fall off on me than it would on you guys. So you know what I mean. Okay, see? Notice. If you completely remove these 2 screws, this whole piece falls off, and then this thing jumps out along with a spring in there. That's the reason I said it's good to leave that in there. I mean, just loosen it, but don't remove it. Just leave the screws in there like this, so it kind of stays in there. Okay. Okay, this is open. Be careful when you open it. These connectors. There are 3 sets of connectors. One is for the interface panel. This interface panel right here. This is the plug. The second one is for the battery, and the third one is for the antenna. Now the antennas are soldered. You cannot unplug it. You don't necessarily have to remove that in order to replace the screen. Just set it aside. Make sure you don't put too much tension on this because it will break. Now you have 5 screws to open. You can only see 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, because the 5th one is under this cable, this flat cable. It's right here in the corner. So first we're gonna open these. Okay, you want to make sure to open them all nice and easy. Okay, make sure to not to lose the screws and set them somewhere where you can find them. And last but not least, make sure not to lose this gasket. Don't even remove the gasket. This rubber, see this rubber gasket? Don't even remove it. Just leave it there, because that's what keeps it water resistant. Okay, now right here there's the tab that you need to basically pull out in order to take out the in order to take out the cable. You have to pull this out and slide this out in order to take it out. So I'm going to zoom into that so you can see better, and this way you know how to do it. You zoom it out snap it out like that, open it up, you push it out and make sure it's parallel to the base, and only then you can remove the screen cable like that. See that? So this and the other side, the tab has to pull out in parallel. You cannot pull it out this way or this way. It has to be in parallel, like this, and then this slides out. Now that's your last screw, which you need to open. Now right next to the screw, if you notice, there's a cable. That is the backlight cable. That also goes to the screen, but it's a backlight cable to illuminate the back of the screen. So this is my basically, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So basically this is the whole layout, and this is the screen that just comes off like that. And let me get the new screen. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make sure to clean this so I don't have like particles. It's very easy to have particles. Once you open it, you could have all kinds of particles there. Okay, let's get the new screen. It's actually not even a new screen. It's a used screen that I bought off of eBay. And so yeah, you can't even find these new. You have to buy used ones off of eBay. Okay, so there is my replacement screen. Now I'm going to put this one back in, nice and easily, nice and gentle. You have to plug this back in. Don't forget to plug that in, because that is your backlight cable. Now put the screws back in, one by one. The second screw. We have total of 5 screws, remember that. All these screws are Phillips. The internal and external screws are all Phillips screws. But so you make sure this Phillips screwdriver is PH1 261, PH160. As you can see, let me zoom it in here. I don't know if it's focused or not, but that's the type of screwdriver I'm using. Now, if you really want to make sure you have reliable tools. This is a good brand tool as far as fixing small stuff. Anyways, so I'm opening this again in parallel, sliding this in, and as I'm sliding this in, let me zoom in again. Then I'll just play this is where you have to zoom in very much. As I'm sliding this in, I have to make sure it's all the way in so it doesn't go in anymore. It's like stuck. It's like it's stopped. It hit something inside. That's where you stop. So it can, and with one hand, hold this so it doesn't come out. Basically, hold this in pushed in position, and then close this one from both edges like that. Make sure it's like flush and completely pushed in and not sticking out. Now this should work like a charm. Let me put my battery plug in. It should work without a problem. I have confidence in my surgery or operation. Let's see. Now the battery is not charged. I just replaced the battery. It's a new battery. A used battery, but you know. Okay, so there that is. The gasket is in place. Make sure the gasket is all nicely in place. All the cables are in place. Everything looks good. And now I'm going to close this. So first we want to close these. Close this one next. Okay, you want to make sure all 6 screws are firmly pushed in. I mean firmly tight and everything, and it's not like halfway tight or anything. And let's apply power to this puppy. As I said, I don't have the cradle. I'm using this hardwired, and this is my plus, that's my minus. I'm using an external power supply. There you go. And let's take these out, and voila, we have a working unit up and running and ready to go. So that was pretty simple. I hope you found this video to be educational and you learned something. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.